Hey, so should you stretch first thing in the morning? This is a great question. This is something that I hear people say all the time. Hey, the first thing I do before I get out of bed is I stretch. Well, there's a reason why I always recommend warming up before you stretch, especially the first thing when you wake up in the morning. So here's why. At night, your discs fill up with fluid. It's part of the recovery process, right? Inflammation is actually healing. So while we go into a deep REM sleep, the body starts to heal itself. That's why sleep is so important, right? We know that glial cells in the brain, when you get into a certain point of deep sleep, that's where they dump the toxins and the toxins come out of your brain. So this is the same for the rest of the rest of the body. Your discs fill up with fluid. It's part of the healing process. When you wake up, they're still filled with fluid. This is why people tend to have back pain early in the morning. As you start to move around, you start to reduce the amount of fluid in the discs, so there's less pressure on the back. When you stretch, you want to be warmed up. You don't want to stretch while those discs are filled up with fluid because you will put more stress and pressure on the disc, which means more damage, which means that you can feel more pain and pressure on the nerves. Now, why do you feel better? Well, you're going to feel better when you stretch because that's the mechanism of it. When you do the stretching, you will have relief because you're releasing neurotransmitters and endorphins, etc. But it could provide short-term relief that's actually causing little micro traumas to the disc because they're filled up with fluid and then you put more pressure on them. So what I always recommend for everybody before stretching is that you warm up. You can take a hot shower, you can get in a sauna, you can go for a walk, but get the body and the blood moving so that you're getting blood flow to the muscles, and therefore you'll get more results with the stretch and you won't put any more stress on the discs that cause damage later on. This is very important, something I highly recommend, especially when you wake up. No twisting, because there's pressure on the discs. Damage happens with compression and then twisting, and we know that causes the most damage. So when people say they wake up, they do twisting and popping and cracking and those type of stretches, it's the worst because it's going to cause a short-term relief, but it's going to end up with long-term pain. So just to recap, when you wake up in the morning, especially if you have a tight back, don't jump into stretching. Warm up first, get the blood flowing, get blood to the muscles, let the disc reduce in the inflammation that it has or the fluid that's filled up, then go into the stretching. You'll see way better long-term results. And if you do something like our back pain relief program, you'll take compression off the disc, you'll stabilize the areas around the disc, and it will reduce pain in the whole body. It will decompress the whole spine. It will mobilize the hips. And in the future, you'll feel way better, and you'll actually be like putting money in the bank for later on rather than taking $1 out every time you do stretching early in the morning. So I hope this helps. Have a great day.